Crunch Time. I'm your host, Josh Riley. There's been a lot of exciting things going on in sports. Football season just started. We had the U.S. Open that ended on Sunday. Huge shout out to Novak Djokovic, who took down Roger Federer. Much deserved, very much deserved. I'm not going to be talking about tennis or football today. No, I'm going to be talking about an equally large and prestigious event that happened a couple weeks ago, the World Championships in track and field, which were held in Beijing. Now, unfortunately, not a lot of people seem to really know a whole lot about track and field, especially the casual sports fan. That's where I come in to enlighten some of you people. Y'all missing out. Now, you know how they have the field events, the shot put, pole vault, high jump, long jump, etc., etc. I'm actually going to be talking about just a few of the major events that actually happened on the track. I'm going to start with a man named Usain Bolt. Now, if you've accidentally skipped over Sports Center or any kind of sports channel and seen a very, very tall black man in tiny little spandex shorts doing this move, chances are you have seen Usain Bolt, didn't even know it was him. But he is roundly considered to be the fastest man in the world right now, and he proved that once again when he had two races, starting with the 200 meters, which is actually his favorite race. He ran a time of 19.55 seconds, which is the fastest time in the world this year. And incidentally, he's actually the world record holder in that race at 19.19 seconds. Yeah, that gives you a little clue how fast he is. Justin Gatlin, representing for the US of A, came in second. And the next race that Usain Bolt ran was the 100 meters, and he also holds the world record in that at 9.58 seconds. Think about that. Under 10 seconds. And that race was a lot closer, as he won by 0.01 seconds. It doesn't get much closer than that. As Justin Gatlin was definitely nipping at his heels the whole time. Usain Bolt actually had to come from behind to win that particular race. And Gatlin again got second. He's getting closer and closer to beating him, but just can't seem to get that final edge. So those two races were both very exciting to see Bolt retain his crown as the fastest man on the planet. Now another race that happened was the women's 400-meter final with Allyson Felix. Now, she usually destroyed people in the 200 meters, and this is the first World Championships where she attempted the 400 meters to kind of improve her endurance and things like that. She kind of went crazy. Yeah, she shot out of the starting blocks like a little cannon, and by the time anyone knew what had gone on, she was well in front of everybody else and easily won. Posted the fourth fastest time in the world. Oh, I'm sorry, the fastest time in the world this year, and it was her first 400-meter title at the World Championships. And in doing so, she broke the U.S. record for most World Championship gold medals with 9. Now, if you're gonna tell a girl that you gotta catch me first, you don't want it to be her, because she's gonna catch you real quick. Now, another race that happened, which is probably the most surprising race in the whole World Championships, was the men's 400-meter final, where you have two big dogs in LaShawn Big Head Merritt, all love LaShawn, all love, and also Karani James, who was the Olympic champion from the London Games. Now the race starts, and everything seems to be normal. You have LaShawn Merritt and Karani James kind of vying for position. All of a sudden, this little dude comes out of nowhere and just breezes past both of them and wins in decidedly convincing fashion. It wasn't even that close. It was a guy named Wade Van Niekerk from South Africa. Yeah, I've never heard of him either. This was the first medal of any kind that has been won for South Africa, and it was the gold. And he beat the former world champion in that event, in LaShawn Merritt, and the Olympic champion in Karani James. Now, how's that for a nice little start to the World Championships? I mean, man, crazy. So, do have one more event to talk about. The men's 4x1 relay. Now, for those of you who don't know, a relay comprises of 4 members of each team, and everyone runs 100 meters before passing a baton, which is about this size, maybe a little bit bigger, probably about that big around. They pass that baton to the next person who runs the next 100 meters, who then passes it on to the next person, and so on and so forth until you've run a complete lap around the track. So it's kind of cool because it's like you get a new set of fresh legs every 100 meters. Now, the biggest issue here is passing that baton successfully in the allotted zone and in an efficient manner. The men's U.S. team, I guess this must be rocket science to them because they just can't, for the life of me, they can't successfully pass the baton. It's been going on for years now. I will say this though, I admire their consistency. I really do. I just wish they would stop it because it happened again. And I just don't understand why this keeps happening. And they keep getting disqualified. They keep losing to Jamaica, their biggest rival. And it's because of stupid things like not practicing handoffs for the baton. I mean, I showed you what it kind of looked like in the size of it. Like a baby could hold it. Like when we was trying to find out one of the first things to hold, it can grasp a baton. Pretty good. So there's no reason why all these grown ass men who are Olympic athletes all of a sudden forget how to pass 12 inches of tubing to the next guy. Don't get it. In any event, it was very, very exciting World Championships. It's always cool to see because it's like a little prelude to the Olympics that are going to be happening next year in Rio de Janeiro. So it's always kind of cool to see and get a little glimpse of what we can expect in going into the Summer Olympic Games coming up next year. Well, that's it for today's show, people. I hope this gave you a little glimpse of what track and field is really like and what it involves and just everything that the athletes have to go through. So tune in next time for when I'll be talking about most likely basketball as it's coming up with the season, maybe a little bit of football thrown in as well. Until that time, hope you all enjoy today's Funny.